All right, guys. So for your social studies today, I found an extremely funny and entertaining story about John, Paul, George, and Ben, who were our founding fathers. And it's a great story about, how the things that they did and how they grew up. It's super funny, very entertaining. I loved watching the entire thing. But it gives you information about some of our founding fathers and how they got their names and the things that they did. But at the end of the story, you will have some questions that you need to answer. So there's some things that I want you to keep in mind as you are reading through or as you're listening to the story, because you can get caught up in the funniness of it, because it is very funny. And so I just want you to keep in mind of a few things, so that you're prepared when you do look over your quiz at the end. So some things that you'll need to remember are, where were each of the four men from? So where did they grow up? Where are they from? Like, I'm from Texas. So where are they from? Where were each of them from? Just keep that in mind. Maybe jot some notes down. Who were presidents at one point? So some of these men were presidents and some were not. So keep that in mind and maybe write down, if you hear about them, who they were. Um, were any of them vice presidents? So who were vice presidents? And should have put a question mark, but I didn't. I'm sorry. So think about that. Who were vice presidents? Maybe write that down. Who attended the Constitutional Convention? So remember, our founding fathers, we wanted to get away from Great Britain and we wanted to move away from them and not be under the king's ruling. And so they had a convention to get that to get the Constitution to start, to get to write the Constitution, and to get just that the initial start of moving away from England and Great Britain. And so there was a convention that they held that everyone came up with ideas and things. Who attended that convention? Um, what is an industrialist? And who was the industrialist of the group in the group? And so that's a good one too, because I was like, industrialist. So then when I was reading it, I was like, oh, so maybe write that down. And who was a soldier, or who were soldiers? There were some men out of those four that were soldiers, and there's some that were not. So maybe take some notes on those four, on those, to see who it was, so that you'll just be better prepared when you come to your quiz. But the book is really funny. It's definitely entertaining. I laughed a lot. So go ahead and get started on watching the video and then do your quiz at the end.